Hey, what's up guys? It's Mark with thebasswizard.com, and I've been seeing a bunch of videos popping up on my Facebook newsfeed lately of people playing this song. And so I thought I'd make my own video playing it and also show you how to play it so that you can join in on the fun and play it as well. Now, this is one of my favorite slap bass lines ever by one of my favorite slap bass players ever, Louis Johnson. And so I figured it would also be a good opportunity to teach you a little bit about Louis Johnson's style and show you some of the nuances and subtle things that he would do that make him so great. And there are a lot of hidden lessons in this song that I think a lot of people don't know about. And he actually played this song in a way that I've never seen anyone else play it in all of the covers that I've seen. And I'll show you what that is right now. So in the beginning of the video, you saw that I had my thumb wrapped around the E string like that. And I was playing octaves like this. And that's something that he would do a lot, is he would fret the notes of the E string with his thumb. And I saw a video one time where he was explaining that he would use this as a way to play slap bass lines in keys other than E, because a lot of slap bass players, they kind of default to E because then you get that open string. Right? No matter where you're playing, if you're in the key of E, that open E is always there. And so what he would do is, if he's playing in a key like, let's say A for example, he would fret that note, that A, with his thumb and play like, and he would keep that thumb on the A the whole time so that he could kind of treat that A as if it were an open string, right? It's always there. No matter what the other fingers are doing, that A is always there, just like the open E is always there no matter what the other fingers are doing when you're playing an E. And so I thought that was really interesting. It's not something that I do very often, but it is cool to know about and good little thing to have in your bag of tricks. So I figured I'd point that out. And with that said, let's take a look at this bass line. Okay, so for this video, I'm not going to show you how to play it with your thumb wrapped around the E string like I described earlier in the video, only because there might be a lot of girls watching this that have smaller hands and it'd be very hard for them to wrap around the neck like that. And also, if you have a 5-string or 6-string or anything other than a 4-string, this will be impossible to do. So I'm not going to be using that technique for this, but now that you know about it, if you want to practice it and work on it, and I recommend that you do, practice this every way possible, then you know about it and you can do that. But I'm not going to be doing that for this video. Okay, so the song starts with a ghost note and then the F on the 1st fret of the E string to the G on the 3rd fret of the E string. And a ghost note is a muted note. So you're going to play a note muted where you have no pitch like this. And then you're going to fret the 1st fret of the E string. And then you fret the G on the 3rd fret right there. And the way I'm doing it is I have all of my fingers covering the string, but I'm not pressing down. They're just hovering over the string, muting the string. I hit that, and then I lift these 3 fingers and I fret down on the 1st fret with my index finger. So it looks like this. And then from there, I move my 1st finger to the 3rd fret and slide down. So that's the very beginning of the riff. And then from there, you're gonna thumb the C on the 3rd fret of the A string, hammer on the 5th fret of the A string, and then you have 2 ghost notes on the D string. 2 ghost notes followed by 2 Fs right there on the 3rd fret of the D string. And then from there, you're gonna play that F, hammer on the G on the 5th fret, and thumb the C on the 3rd fret of the A string. So here it is slow from the beginning. And then from there, you're gonna reposition your hand so that your pinky is on the C on the 3rd fret of the A string. And you're gonna go down chromatically, which means 1 fret at a time. So you're gonna thumb the C on the 3rd fret, thumb the 2nd fret, this is on the A string, and then thumb the first fret. And here's another little subtle nuance that most people don't get. And when they get to this part, a lot of people go, and they'll thumb and pluck. They do. But it's actually all thumbing. Most of Louis Johnson's stuff was thumbing. That's why they called him Thunder Thumbs. You know, he was really good with his thumbing and really fast. And the thing is, it kind of sounds like you're thumbing and plucking because he's not thumbing the same string. Like in the beginning, we thumbed the E string, but he's not necessarily thumbing a ghost note on the string that he's playing. And what I mean by that is he's thumbing the D string, then the A string, and then he's doing. And when you play a ghost note on the different strings, it gives you a different sound. Even though there's no pitch, the timbre of it is different. And I'll illustrate that. And as you can see, each string is giving me a different sound. So if I do this, it's not the same as going, or even the same as going. And that's another subtle thing that most people kind of overlook, is you want to play the ghost notes on different strings to get a different sound. You know, not all ghost notes are created equal. And so for this part, what he does is actually thumb a ghost note on the D and then the A. So not. And the challenging part of that is getting comfortable with thumbing so that you can do it across different strings like that. So that's one thing you might have to slow down and practice, is just thumbing different strings like that. But anyway, going back from the beginning. So that's the part that's different right there. It plays the same thing the second time, but in the end, when you get to this part after the chromatic walk down, it goes. So you're gonna thumb the F on the 3rd fret of the D string and hammer on that G again. Then you're gonna play a ghost note on the D string, and then you're gonna pluck the B flat on the 3rd fret of the G string. And then you can do that with your thumb if you want to. That G on the 3rd fret of the E string. Or, and then from there, it's just the exact same thing over and over again. And then the second part of the riff goes like this. And again, that part right there is another part where you have to be good at thumbing the different strings, because it goes. So you have to work on that speed of thumbing. And I'd recommend that you start slow with this, and maybe even forget about the pitch with the left hand. Just keep all the strings muted and just focus on the right hand. Until you can get it that way, where you're skipping the strings easily. And what he's doing there is the 3rd fret on the G string, that B flat, and then thumbing the G on the 5th fret of the D string, and then thumbing the D on the 5th fret of the A string. And then from there you play octaves in the G. So you're playing the G on the 3rd fret of the E string and that G on the 5th fret of the D string. And then ghost note F on the 1st fret of the E string to the G on the 3rd fret. And then again, ghost note and F. So again, from the beginning of that. And that part right there just octaves on the B flat, first fret of the A string, and then B flat, third fret of the G string, and then just slide that up to the third fret. And you don't have to slide up like that. Louis Johnson does it, and I like doing it, but if you want, you can just go. So here's the whole thing slow from the beginning. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hope you found it helpful. And I hope you also enjoyed those insights I gave you into Louis Johnson's technique, like the thumbing ghost notes on different strings and wrapping your thumb around the E string. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure you go to my website, thebasswizard.com, sign up for my mailing list to get even more exclusive lessons, and like my Facebook page. If you're watching this anywhere other than YouTube, make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel because I put good stuff on there. And that being said, practice this one, have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next video.